Hey, how's it going?
Good. Good. Day
Day
two of
two.
launch week. I know.
Yeah.
Just got the email blast sending. So if you're watching this as a recording, or if you're watching the official announcement video, that will be out there. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So, what cool feature are we launching today?
Ooh, well, this is a cool one. Yeah. So today we're launching our advanced timeline editor. It's a super, super exciting release, one that I'll let you share a lot about. But it's probably the most heavily requested feature that we got in JellyPod from day one. One of the things that we always heard from everybody was that we love JellyPod. It's super easy to use, it's intuitive, and it helps me create AI podcasts easier than any other platform. But oftentimes, ease of use comes with the trade-off of lack of flexibility and customization.
Hmm.
And so some of the things that we saw, were people that created the first version of JellyPod within JellyPod, but there were some things that they just couldn't do in JellyPod, such as adding pauses between speakers,
Right.
adjusting volume levels of speakers, fading their intro and outro music, and all those things that are, table stakes for traditional audio movie editing software. So today we're announcing our advanced timeline editor, bringing in all those powerful post-production tools directly into JellyPod while still maintaining that intuitive, user-friendly transcript editing experience that everybody's come to love. So super exciting, and yeah, I just can't wait for everybody to use it.
Yeah, no, seriously, I mean, we've been working towards this, and I think this is one similar to Yesterday we launched Teams. I think the timeline editor is a foundation again that lets us build towards the next stage of JellyPod, where we can add so many cool features now because of it. Now, in its current form, you can add you already could add intro and outro music, but now you can add background music and adjust the volume, etc. So if you want a nice cool jazz vibe or whatever it is, to play, a lot of our users would just be taking the podcast generated and using other software for post processing. And so our
Right.
goal is to not have you leave JellyPod. We want you to go from zero to one, end to end. And I think the timeline editor, will hopefully provide that last 10% of finesse that a lot of our users, especially our super users, really want. So very excited for this, and also, excited for what this is going to unlock in the future in terms of some of our other ideas, which we're not going to share it right now, but there's some interesting stuff coming around the pipeline. And if you guys have any, obviously features, let us know too. We do a launch week every quarter now, I guess.
So we're trying to do, this is the
Right.
second one. So we're a little delayed,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's definitely possible thing to do a launch week every quarter and get something
100%.
like this.
Yeah.
It's super exciting because
Super exciting. Yeah. No.
yesterday.
So yeah. No. So and the timeline editor looks super cool. Like we for a long time, our biggest challenge was to give you this functionality without distracting you from the core workflow of JellyPod, because we really want the podcast, the transcript experience to be the thing that is centered around the workflow. And so when you come into the episode now, you can still generate your podcast and do everything you did before. Nothing really changes. But once you generate audio, you have a little collapsed timeline bar at the bottom. And if you want to, you can expand it, and then you can add in stuff. You can manipulate the durations, etc.,
Right.
of the audio. But that's like, totally optional. We're not taking away the core workflow.
Right, right,
So,
right. Yeah, totally. Because that was always my biggest challenge was, hey, when I'm using these complicated editing softwares and I'm not like already an expert in these tools, um, it just it is overwhelming, and I really want to see, hey, this is my script, this is what my hosts say, and now I can hear what it says. And the way that we've engineered this, we'll jump into the into the app in a second. But the way that we've engineered this was to really try to make sure that it's transcript first, timeline with that precise granular control.
Right.
And so we've taken an opinionated approach like we've done throughout the entire workflow. Like we've always had this, like we want to do the right thing out of the get-go, trying to be, you know, as a creative partner to you and try to help you accomplish and do things more easily in Jellypod, and taking an opinionated approach so that we can, like, by default generate a script that's good, generate audio that's good, make sure that if you insert background audio that it's correctly mixed so that it's not too loud compared to your main speakers, and all those type of choices hopefully elevate everybody's production just to that next level, accelerated with AI. So
Right.
um,
Definitely. 100%.
yes. So let's jump in here. Let's share my screen. I see some
Yeah, we can do it.
comments as well. So I just want to show these on the screen here. So Small Biz Cybersecurity Guy, that's Noel, if you guys know him. And then we got Brandon in here and Red White Bruised. So we'll let me address these real quick, but let me just share my screen before that. Cool. Sweet. We can see this, I think. Cool. So we'll go into my podcast syntax error, and of course, I get an error. Oops. So I'm not gonna mess around with my own account, so that's why. Cool. So let's go through these questions real quick. Brandon, creator profile pages on my Christmas wish list. Let me know a little bit more about what that is. Be interesting. Excited to be able to add pauses between lines. Will I be able to extend the background music past the episode voice? I noticed I couldn't before. Yes, totally. You absolutely can. So here is the interface. This is the familiar interface. We've made a little bit of a refresh here, giving a little bit more real estate and some improvements. But if it's your first time on Jellypod, you might not even notice this timeline here, and that's kind of the intention. That if you're looking for it, you see it, but if you're not, it's not necessarily immediately obvious. But when you generate your audio, you get your video on the left-hand side, and then you can expand your timeline. So you can still see your script over here, your entire script. You still see the video on the left-hand side. And then now you have your timeline. So let's just delete this background music. So this is the podcast audio track. This audio directly syncs to your transcript. So for example, this block right here is this first block, second, third, and you can see that also if you click on a block, they'll highlight. So if you see the audio, it'll show you which one it's connected to if you're messing around with things in the timeline. For example, if you want to make some spaces between speakers, you could just kind of adjust it. So here's a zoom over here. So you can just make some adjustments. You can actually trim audio, which gets it out of sync with your timeline.
Yeah. You can also do fade in, fade out if you do the top.
You can do fade in, fade out. That's probably really good for intro and outro music. You can adjust the volume. So you see this little line, and we'll be improving this over the coming weeks, but you can adjust the volume so that your each thing is a little bit quieter or louder. If you, let me delete some. Actually, like if you delete something in the timeline, it'll show it's deleted, so you have to regenerate this. Let me just regenerate that now. I'm going to delete some. Actually, I'll just delete some things from the timeline. Make it shorter. So again, it deleted those. I'm just going to delete them from the script as well. And then let's say we want to add some background music. Let's do Endless Horizon.
Yeah. And just a quick call out on that too. So that is also It's kind of coupled with this feature. There's a media dialog, which you see now. If you try to add intro, outro, or background, you'll have this pop up. And the cool thing is, you can upload your own files, and they'll always be there, so you don't have to constantly re-upload if you're using the same intro or outro. We also
Right.
gave you some tracks. We have like about 10 tracks in the Jellypod library right now. Just trying to cover wide range of different types of popular musics, but this will definitely be expanding over time as well to give you more things.
Totally, totally. Right. So we have these 10, like these are usually they're all 3 minutes long. So these are usually background audio versus like intro and outro. But like Bilal just said, if you go and you click on any of these buttons, intro music, click on your files or upload, you just upload a file here, and this will stay uploaded forever across all your episodes. So if you have that same intro music you use across all of your episodes, just upload it once, and then it'll just live here under your files, and you don't have to re-upload every time. It just will live here. And I actually don't know what file this is, but
Yeah.
let's click it. So if you click it, this is add intro audio. Um, Click it, it'll add it there. Oh, super long,
Yeah.
but it gets inserted,
Yeah.
um, inserted here. And then if I delete it, I'll just delete, and everything will move accordingly. Um, and yeah, so I see. Um, so there's a question about extend background music past episode voice. Yeah, you could do that. So you just click on the right hand side and just extend it. You can shrink it. You could do either. Um, and then downloadable, uploadable blocks. Yeah, we don't have this ability yet, but that's a good call. I don't. Yeah, we'll take a look into that for
Yeah,
sure.
you can upload just external audio and drag in
Yeah,
between blocks. Or
we don't have the ability
yeah, we don't
yet.
have that right now. Yeah.
We have the ability, as always, to insert, like if you had a file on your desktop and you wanted to insert it, you could like drag and drop and like insert it. Like let's say I'm going to insert a block here. Oh, that's too long. Um, let's see, a little short, Misty maybe. Uploading audio file, and so it uploads here, and then you can see it's like this Misty Forest file, and I can just delete it. So you can still insert audio like that, but you can't drag and drop into the timeline yet. It's something that we're going to add. Um, and then what are the questions? Solve loopability. No, we haven't looped yet. It's actually interesting. We have to think about that experience a little bit. It does make sense if you have a short background track. Um,
But you can
you,
copy paste,
but you
like,
can copy
so
and
if
paste.
you shorten that, and you can just do Control C, Control V, or if not, I mean, you can just keep adding more the same background music. It's annoying, I guess, but you can do it
Right,
yourself.
right. Totally. So like just to show, I mean, you have this background music, click Command C, put the playhead where you want it, Command V, oops. And there we go. So you can just like, and it snaps to place too, which is super nice. So if you just snap it, it'll go right there. And is there an undo button? There is not an undo button at the moment, but you can undo with Control Z or Command Z. Um, we'll probably add the undo button. We just have to think about it because there's like, for the nerds out there, there's like two undo stacks, kind of. If you undo in the timeline, it's kind of undoing like the words. So if you like say, welcome back to syntax error, everyone, if I undo that, like it undoes the transcript, and then if you're in the timeline, it should like undo the timeline. So we kind of have to figure out that best experience here for undo, but there is undo. Um, and what else did we add to this? Still have the same templates and everything. And then Yeah, so that's kind of everything on the timeline editor that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's super powerful, and I know a lot of you have you know requested it. So uh, yeah, it's one of those where you can get as complicated. You can layer different tracks on it. You can really create your own custom workflow, etc. So really
right.
excited to see what kind of cool end products people make with this. I think it's definitely going to take the podcast to the next level, or much more easily, let you much more easily take to the next level. You're just adding a little bit of music, blends, fades, etc. It just adds that professional quality touch to a podcast, and it really helps. I think I've noticed it really helps with the people say the uncanny AI kind of voice. Some people say, oh, it's not natural enough, but if you add these blends, it really makes it more, I think, sound more natural and much easier to listen to.
Right, right, totally. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And one of the cool things I also like is, for example, I don't have like a great intro audio file at the moment. Let me see, actually. Um, Maybe I have like a small little one. This is a small little one. So I'm adding this RSM sound opener. It's pretty basic. It's intro music. But what I like to do, so when you click intro music, by default, it's going to be inserted into the very beginning, just like before. So it'll be like sequentially before that first speak block. But when Bilal and I, when we do our actual podcast, Creative Flux, the intro music that I like to have is actually overlaid on that first block. And that becomes kind of like you hear the voice in the back behind, but the intro music comes in. And so, for example, if we're doing that, we could take that intro music and move it down to that new
Mm.
track. And you can just select all these audio and move it forward.
Mm.
And so now if I play this, if everybody can hear, it's not,
I don't think
no audio is
it's
coming through. But
but
yeah,
that's cool. And that way you can do the half and half, because usually you have the first part is just music and then it kind of fades out and the
right.
your first speech block starts in. So that's super
Right,
cool.
you could do some like fade in and out here.
Yeah.
So like the first few seconds and then yeah, so you can like trim this so it's like perfect, like right where the peak of that intro music comes in and like it fades out and so it's really powerful here. So um, hopefully everybody can give it a try, give us some feedback. Tomorrow we have a special guest coming on to the live stream. He's in the chat right now, um, and he'll be joining us and sharing. So Noel, if you have um, any experience playing around with this today and you want to come and talk about it tomorrow, would love to do that. Um, but yeah, so it'd be really exciting. Put a face to the small biz cyber guy um, coming on tomorrow, and tomorrow's day 3. So we have another big announcement tomorrow. Big announcements this week. So um, yeah,
Yeah, exciting times. So yeah, that was day 2. Hope you guys are enjoying the series.
yeah.
I am.
No,
Like,
I know I'm enjoying it. It's
yeah,
great.
definitely.
So
Awesome.
cool. Well, see everybody tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time again on our YouTube. And then also, I posted the link to the full announcement video in the chat. We would love if you can go over there and watch it, give it a like, leave a comment, anything that you can do to help us blow this video up about the timeline editing experience. It would be super helpful and super appreciated. But see you all tomorrow.